Good morning. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Curie, and this is a podcast where we follow along with my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It's 365-day journey for mindfulness and following your heart and learning about your true power, the power of love, which is who you really are, what you really are, and the journey that you're on has been brought to you courtesy of that same love. And we're going to learn about all of that. Right? Remember, you are love energy. We're starting that off this year, knowing who you are. You're in a disguise for a little while to learn about how love can overcome all the stuff in the human journey. It's our mirror. That's our magic. That's our magic. With all the stuff that we have to contend with in this human physical journey, love is the most potent antidote to the garbage we go through. Right? We're going to show you and remind you, most importantly, that is the truth of life. Okay? We are on the January 8th episode, letting go of fearful thoughts, which is what we all have to do. That's the chipping away to find out what no longer belongs, to bring the light up, to just remind us that fear has no power over you except the power that you give it. And we're not going to give that fear any power this year. We're going to give faith the power this year. We're going to give love that power this year. And we're going to move forward in a direction maybe we've never taken before, right? Upward, onward, truthful, the real journey. Okay. Yesterday, I had the privilege of paying it forward for an awesome friend who spends a lot of time creating in the wrong direction. I know all about this anxiety-ridden path that sucks voice, man, but it claims so much of our power. Once you realize it's just an illusion and you can move past that, you can grow bigger and you say, you know what? I can go here if I want to. It's the same thing. It's the same fear voice. So you can do bigger things that you didn't think you could really do because of that little crappy small voice that keeps us from doing so much in our lives. When I say creating in the wrong direction, I'm talking about the innate ability to create positive or negative scenarios or stories in our heads that we have no real basis in truth. We make them up. Our mind is running all day long. It's like the monkey mind. And unless you take hold of it, it's going to tell scenarios and create scenarios in your head that you're going to just believe in if you don't have control of your mind. And you're going to act on those things. And that's when we get ourselves into trouble. We assume a lot of things, right? We have misunderstandings that lead to these wars in our life when we could be more mindful and take care of our own vessel and vehicle and work through these things in a more mindful way before they ever enter our sphere. We're already taking care of it through mindfulness before it ever arrives at our door. We're living that way. We're bringing that energy to bear. So when we as humans begin to believe in and give truth, for example, as parents, we often create the worst possible scenarios in our heads about the what ifs when our kids are out there and all that stuff. Woo! That's the tough ones, those what ifs, because we know what we did, right? So, it's there. So you've got to make sure that for your kids, you instill in them what's the most important, right? And we do that as parents all the time. We try and do our best. And we make sure that they know that love that we have for them is everything. And that they've got to take that into their worlds and create with that same beautiful brush. And that's what we hope for, that good fruit comes from good trees that have worked on themselves. And that's what it is, and fed themselves good stuff throughout their lives. And we allow ourselves to carry the anxiety of these what ifs as our first line of belief. 99% of the time, we are simply lying to ourselves and creating scenarios in our head. The same goes for our close relationships, friendships, working relationships, and our outlook and everyday perceptions. We each have our own perception of life. We each are coming from a very unique perspective. We all have our own beliefs inner. We've all had the turmoil and stuff and the good and the light and the dark that created who this person is that you look at in the mirror every day. And we can recreate all that stuff and do better and create better. And that's what we're here to do. This year, we're doing that one day at a time. And the good ideas come to you from this new space that you're going to have. New ideas, new thoughts, new ways forward, new things for yourself, new things to give to yourself. So if you find yourself constantly creating untrue scenarios in your head, they will spill over into every area of your life, and you'll recreate everyday experiences that are viewed through a lying lens instead of a truthful lens, right? You're always in arguments with people, little skirmishes here and there, and all the stuff that drains you, you know? The energy vampires of the world. You can't let them get you. You got to have your own inner bubble of peace that you can just ride out, you know? Look at it when you go on vacation sometime, when you're 2 weeks from going on vacation. Nothing really bothers you because you know there's a better space in your head going on. I'm going to be on that beach. It's going to be fantastic. And all these problems, they're going to go away for that 2 weeks. Well, you know what? That same energy, that same mindset is what can carry you through the rest of your life. Like you're going to go on vacation. You create things to look forward to for yourself. You create those things in your life and beautiful things. So you got to create beautiful things. You've got to start creating from the beautiful part of you, right? Bingo. You know what that is? That's your heart. It's your soul. So I explained to my dear friend that I know this face of the liar in my own head and that we all create this way as part of our human experience. We are all individual creators of our experience here, and it begins in our thoughts and our beliefs. Remember, the creative process is thoughts, spoken word, and our actions that follow. Examine them as the witness behind the thoughts, which is who you really are. You're the soul witnessing what your human is about to do. All right? Be the witness, not the character. And that's when you can create a new character. You can raise your character based on what the soul's direction for you is. Right? Thoughts, words, and deeds. Get them and going in the same direction. And then your ego will come along because it just feels so good. It's like, all right. And when an ego, you get them balanced that way, right? You get your ego saying, submissive, you're not winning anymore. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this from my heart. You're not going to tell me to do this. You're not going to have me shrink in front of others or be a buffoon thinking I'm up here in front of others. You're not doing that. I'm not letting you do that anymore. That's my ego that I created throughout life. So I can dismantle those things a little bit more every day and just become more of who I am as a traveler in all eternity, just like you. You are a traveler eternally. This is one stop on many journeys as you want to go on. We can go back home and decide to go on another journey here or there. And that's what we are. We're eternal. So once you recognize that, say, man, I could do way more than I thought I could, and I'm going to, because I know what I have inside me. I know who I really am. And you can do that too because you are that light as well. So this is very important. You get to choose how you create by the thoughts you believe to be true. Create new thoughts, create new ways forward, and prove them true by your actions and your thoughts and your words going in the same direction of that new thing that you want in your life. Okay? If you consistently believe in and take action on your every anxious thought, you'll be living in and reacting to the nervous mind state as your normal mode, right? Nervous mind state is most of our normal modes. Like constantly have a buzz going on inside of us that we don't really recognize consciously. But when we meditate and we learn to slow down intentionally, we can see that and we go, wow, there's a lot of noise going on in here. And I allow it. I feed it. And I got to stop feeding that noise. And I've got to come to a place where peace is my path for myself and those around me so that they too can become more calm, peaceful, intentional, and loving. That's what happens when you naturally get more peaceful. The world wants us all in chaos all the time, and all the stuff we're fed. We're going to get rid of the chaos. We're going to become calm, confident, and knowing that we are bigger than all of this play that's going on. We're bigger than all of it. Okay? Play a new role. Get on the new stage, man, and play your new role. And it's you. It's you. It's your best you. So it's just your best you. And you can make that a little better every day. It's all about not me, but we. In any way you can do that throughout the day. In your little ways. You know what they are. Keep doing them. Grow them. Turn them up. Turn it up. So here's some more truth. You can decide to give up and let go of this life-sucking, anxiety-ridden pattern, and you could choose not to believe the stories you create by calling them out. You call them out, you challenge them, say, is that true? Is that 100% true? Or can I alter that? Can I alchemize that? Can I spritz some of my gold on that and see if I can create change, positive change, instead of, hey, throw my ego bomb in there and see what that does. That doesn't do anything good. It just blows everything up and Sometimes things get blown up and things can come out of that a lot better. But if you can do that without pulling a pin, it's the better way to go. Okay? Love's the better way. The call to action today: how can you challenge your untrue scenarios? Challenge them at every time and prove them wrong by good thoughts, good spoken word, good deeds, good actions, positive actions in your favor, in the favor of whoever you are helping to lift, right? Which is really everybody. And every time you do it, you do lift everybody, whether you know it or not. You're elevating yourself, so we elevate the energy of the planet itself into the light. All right? So how can you challenge your untrue scenarios? It's all about looking down on them from the higher perspective, or actually just looking at them from your soul's perspective and saying, is this good for me anymore? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even want to speak these words. I don't want to be gossiping anymore. I don't want to be talking people down and tearing people apart. What good is that? That comes back to my doorstep. I'm not wanting that at my doorstep. I'm going to give what I want. I want to create the world that my heart wants to see and that your hearts want to see, under all the illusion of the garbage they attract us with, right? Don't be so attracted to it. Be attracted to your light and let that loose. And we're going to see some change. So that's the one for today. All right? No more creating fearful thoughts. I want you to create some good thoughts. Get one that is like your motto for the year. Like, I am love. And I'm just going to go from that platform in every little way that I can think about, that I would do it, that my best self would do it. And watch the change in your life as you consistently do that. You're going to bring great stuff into your life. It's going to be attracted to you like a magnet, right? Your best self is your best magnet. The other one's attracting stuff you don't want, right? But you're used to. Get used to a better way, because you're going to get used to living a better way and giving a better way from the best place. The real you. Much love, guys. Have a great day.